across Africa's investment world. This podcast is brought to you by Daba, your most comprehensive platform for investing in African stocks, bonds, and managed funds. You can download the Daba app on your favorite Google and Apple app stores. The trading session on Thursday, September 18th, closed on a positive note, supported by impressive performances from companies like Bernabé Côte and Uniwax. This is another strong sign of vitality that deserves our full attention. Let's go straight into the key numbers. The main index, the BRVM Composite, finished at 323.76 points. That is a daily increase of 0.42%. Since the start of the year, the gains are already at 17.3%. For investors, this means that despite daily swings, the broader trend continues to point upward. The BRVM 30, which covers the largest and most liquid companies on the exchange, also moved higher. It rose 0.79% to close at 161.31 points. On a yearly basis, it has gained more than 16%. This shows renewed confidence in the market's blue-chip names. The BRVM Prestige, which groups together companies with strong governance and solid performance, also advanced. It gained 0.92% to reach 136.89 points. Year-to-date, this index is up more than 19%. This is particularly encouraging for investors who prefer companies with the best track record of stability and quality. Now, let's turn to the stars of the day, the top gainers. Bernabé Côte jumped 7.24%, ending at 1,555 francs CFA. Over the last 12 months, the stock has gained 46%. For investors, this steady climb shows that the company's fundamentals and its position in the distribution of construction and industrial materials are paying off. Uniwax Côte d'Ivoire also impressed. Its shares surged 7.07% to close at 1,060 francs CFA. Over the past year, the rise has been spectacular, more than 158%. In practical terms, someone who invested 100,000 francs CFA in Uniwax a year ago would now be holding more than 258,000. This is a clear illustration of the kind of growth potential the BRVM can offer. Another strong mover was EcoBank Transnational Incorporated, based in Togo, which gained 5.88% to trade at 18 francs CFA. This regional banking group has been navigating a challenging environment, and this rebound suggests that confidence is slowly returning. Safca Côte d'Ivoire added 5.22% to close at 1,310 francs CFA. Over 12 months, the stock has soared by more than 81%. That kind of consistency is often a signal for investors that the company is on a stable growth path. Finally, Tractafric Motors Côte d'Ivoire rose 3.90%, finishing the session at 2,195 francs CFA. Its 12-month increase now stands at 27%. This shows that the automotive sector, despite global headwinds, is managing to attract local and regional investor interest. Of course, not every stock gained. Some names ended in the red. Coris Bank International of Burkina Faso fell 7.46% to 9,085 francs CFA. Over the year, the stock is down 7%. For investors, this serves as a reminder that even in a generally rising market, banks remain exposed to regional risks and economic tensions. Unilever Côte d'Ivoire also dropped sharply, losing 7.37% to close at 21,995 francs CFA. And yet, on a yearly basis, the stock has skyrocketed more than 239%. In other words, even after this correction, long-term holders are still sitting on massive gains. Bank of Africa Mali slipped 4.88% to 3,105 francs CFA. But here again, the big picture tells a different story. Over 12 months, the share price has doubled, up 101%. This shows that temporary dips do not erase the strong structural performance of some banking names. Looking at the broader market sectors, telecommunications rose 1%. Financial services advanced 0.27%. Industrials gained 0.67%. Discretionary consumption climbed 1.51%. Meanwhile, basic consumption declined slightly by 1.02%. For households and entrepreneurs, this pattern shows a growing appetite for sectors linked to equipment, services, and growth, while demand for everyday consumer goods seems to be taking a short pause. Let's now turn to the bond market. The capitalization of bonds edged higher by 0.01%, reaching 10,901 billion francs CFA. Trading volumes were very light, with only 3 transactions totaling about 29,600 francs CFA. Among the bonds available, several Malian issues stand out. For example, the 10-year 2024 to 2034 bond carries a coupon of 6.5%. There is also the 8-year 2025 to 2030 bond with a coupon of 6.35%. Senegal is equally active, with a 10-year 2023 to 2033 bond offering 6.35%. For investors, the message is clear. Although liquidity in the secondary market is thin, these bonds still deliver attractive yields in the 6 to 7% range annually. Compared with the higher volatility of equities, bonds provide a layer of stability that helps balance a diversified portfolio. To summarize, the trading day on September 18th was marked by rising indexes, led by strong performances from Bernabé, Uniwax, Safca, and others. Declines in Coris Bank and Unilever Côte d'Ivoire reminded us that volatility is part of the game. But the yearly trend remains very positive, offering investors multiple opportunities. Why does this matter for you as an investor? Because it shows that the BRVM continues to generate real opportunities for wealth creation across sectors ranging from textiles to banking to automobiles. And to guide your decisions, remember that Daba Pro is here. With Daba Pro, you receive weekly stock recommendations, exclusive in-depth analysis, detailed data, and reduced fees to invest. With Daba Pro, you don't just follow the market, you stay ahead of it. That's all for today's episode. Thanks for listening to the Daba Markets Talk podcast. We'll be back tomorrow with another update. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating, follow us, and share with friends. Remember, this information is for educational purposes. Always do your own research or consult with a financial advisor before making investment decisions. And download the Daba app on your app store to start investing in African stocks, bonds, and manage portfolios through your phone and find other helpful content. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing your financial knowledge.